Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Just Roll It Already. I am your host, Daryl.
I'm your other host, Jeremiah.
And I'm the guest star, Matt.
Okay, welcome to Let's Look At, where we will be taking our first glances at an RPG topic. This week, we'll be looking at the Cyrus World book by Silvervine Games. So, anything you guys want to say about it so far?
I like it. I'm a huge fan of anime, so it has a very anime-esque art style to it, so I'm a big fan of that.
I'm a huge fan of customization and always trying to get my character to look how I want him, to impress myself on them, and this just seems like the perfect book to do that.
Yeah. For those who don't know, this game book the way it tries to sell itself is that you can create anything you want in this world, and it makes sense. It's kind of a fantasy, anime, steampunk look to it and feel to it, as well as kind of like some little bit of some flintlock and such. So, what do you guys think? Besides the art and the customization, like the overall feel to it, would you guys play this game right now if you could?
I might. A big issue I do see with it right now is that the character sheet seems pretty complicated to most games.
Yeah.
Now, if I sat down and studied it, maybe not so much, but just from a first look, if I was to compare it to other character sheets, it's a bit much, actually. There's a lot to it, actually.
Yeah, I do agree. Now, granted, it's not huge or anything. It is just one page, which I like, but it still is able to cram a lot of things to a small page.
There's a giant empty space of just things for skills,
Yeah.
but on the side, though, it has a lot of little tiny things just crammed away, and it's all right,
There's a lot of filling out you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that myself when I was going through this book myself as well. And the guys from the Silvervine Games, John Arcadian and Matt Solomon, seem to be the main writers of it. And I have to admit, the art's not bad. It's a little bit somewhat amateurish looking. But overall, I have to say that it kind of gives you a good idea what to expect in the game. And you said it's very anime style, and I agree.
Though, now, going back to the character sheet, honestly, who here fills out their, when you're playing D&D, who here fills out their swim speed? Yeah.
Not me.
Now, I feel like how much on that character sheet is basically swim speed. Why fill it out? We're not going to fill that. We're not using that.
But then again, you have to look at this part of the game, is that you're playing a game you can virtually create anything. What if you make a species that swims? What if you make a species that, I think there was a vertical jump and horizontal jump?
Yep.
Yeah, which is, that right there is, I don't just consolidate to jump, but all right.
I think that's a little bit odd myself, but then again, in the game's mechanics, it might make more sense as you look at it and say, okay, maybe the vertical jump is different from your horizontal jump. I know a human being can jump farther than they can jump higher.
Well, it also might be they're trying to be unique with a skill, sort of like Dragon Age. They have the smell skill.
Yeah.
So it's their version of smell. It's like, oh well, you have smell. You guys have perception. We got jump.
Well, we'll save that kind of topic or that product for another day, because I'm sure we'll eventually get to it. Because
what I'm saying is it's trying, I think, to choose a unique skill to its game. Like no one else has vertical and horizontal jump. They just have jump.
Here's how we're different than every other RPG.
Yeah.
So you're wanting to say that, hey, we're different.
Yeah.
They do try to add a very mass amount of skills. They have Steam as a skill.
No, my favorite one was Java, just because we joked. I was like, wow, you can program in Adobe.
Yeah, that's what that's what came to my mind. Like, yeah, that's awesome. No, it's Java.
Yeah, no, you're a cop. You're a freaking barista.
Yeah, that's what we are. Yeah,
but that's
barista
great.
mage.
That's great.
Brewmancer.
Love those.
Yeah, but I purchased this game off their website, and that was a couple months ago. But what was really nice is that this game also comes with a free PDF that you only had to buy this book once as a hard copy, and then you give everyone else in your group and your friends a kind of a copy of this PDF, which means that everyone has the rule book on hand.
Yeah.
I have it. It's very nice. And it does come in handy. And also, you made something. You said something earlier about the book, Matt, saying how well organized it was.
Yes. Oh my God, it is beautifully organized. I cannot stress how many books I have looked at and have just gone, I have no freaking idea where the hell to start, because character creation is on chapter 2, 8, and 7, and so I have to go to like 3 different places to look at what I want. No, here's your classes, here's your races, here's how to make your own race, here's your skills and spells, here's lore. None of them like intermingle. They might reference one another, but none of them are. There's no gray lines.
So if you sit there and you take a look at some books, like we'll use Eclipse Phase as another example because we play that game a lot recently.
Yeah.
And you said that, I will admit it too, there's a lot of jumping in the book.
Yeah.
Okay, jumping around sometimes does get annoying because you're trying to, you have to mark the page, you got to sticky note it, and then you got to sit there and say, write down the reference number. But when you have a book as organized as this, I do agree, I've been flipping through it myself, they do have everything consolidated down to a very well laid out way. And, I mean, I just opened randomly, and right now I'm still in the character creation amount, and they have, like, little skills that you can buy with a thing called assessment points.
Yeah.
And then there's just lots of skills, equipment. I mean, you can make a lot of things up. And this is a game that sells itself that you can make anything in the kitchen sink. I haven't talked to the guys at Silvervine Games at all, but I sometimes hear stuff and I sometimes follow them around here and there to find out about if they're going to improve on this. I'm interested in playing this. I'm interested in running it, but more interested in playing to see how well does the creation aspect of the game work.
Yeah.
And the world itself, has airships. Do you know how many people ask me if there's airships in a fantasy game?
They're always like, I want an airship.
I'm gonna say our Mr. Cook friend a lot.
Well, actually,
Is there an airship?
I was about to
Buy
mention,
the airship.
I was about to mention that we viewed Shadows of Asterin, and the big issue with our friend John was like, he's like, the character creation, like, where does it start or where does it end, or it was complicated on trying to make a character in Shadow of Asterin. Like, he didn't like how the flow of the book was. And that's what I think you would love about this book. The flow of it is
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
You're done.
Well, also, he kind of likes the whole mechanical crunch aspect of RPGs to begin with, because if this game, I will not lie, is a crunchy game. It runs off a dice pool D10 system.
Mm-hmm.
It does not follow the same aspect of World of Darkness, if we're going to reference that. It just follows it in its own unique way that I can't honestly say I can describe under 15 minutes.
Now, the character creation, it's from pages, I believe, 7 to 110. Now, that's a lot of pages, you might think. I think it starts on page 22. I'm sorry, page 22 to, like, 100 or 110.
Yeah.
But you're saying there's over 100, almost 100 pages of just character creation.
Now,
Yeah.
people might think that's hefty, though, but there is, like, big pictures on a lot of it, so it does panner it down, but it is simple, though. It is a very...
Yeah, but I mean, it's just beautiful. It's like, all right, here's the first thing you're gonna have to need, which is, all right, what's your character's name? When were they born? All the little small stuff to get your character detailed how you want it. All right, now here's your race. That's gonna affect your modifiers. Because why bother doing ability points and writing all that down when you then have to erase them and put in your racial modifiers? No, here's your racial modifiers straight up.
I did notice it also has it is super detailed in the fact that it had a chart for different teeth damage.
Yes.
You have human teeth, rat teeth,
2,
dog
3,
teeth, dragon teeth.
15.
Well, but this game, you can make your dragon people, you can make your rat people, you can make your dog people. I mean, you can make the whole furry outline of everything, even the scalies. I mean, heck, you can be, you're a big, huge brony, Matt, and we just called you out right now, but you can be one of the little ponies from the world of...
Equestria.
Yeah, the heathen country of the damned.
Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah,
Hey,
guess what?
Applejack is best
If you read any of the Twilight Saga, hey, there's Twilight Sparkle right there too.
Yeah. Oh. Gosh. Yeah. No. Anyway, back on the book. Yeah. No. I thought that was awesome because I mean, like you can't do some of the stuff in other games that you can do here. Like, there are frog people, there are robots, there are like people with guns, bows, katanas. You can reenact Chrono Trigger. Like that. Like, oh my, that is amazing.
Well, also the world itself seems to be a cross section and a waypoint for people who are trans-dimensional travelers.
Well, see, I was gonna say
Yeah,
immediately the first campaign idea I was talking to you guys about when I read this, I'm like, immediately the first thing that came to my head, Samurai Jack campaign, because this would be perfect for Slight Samurai Jack.
What actually kind of popped in my head when he was mentioning the whole like wayfaring traveler thing was really just if I'm not mistaken, the Hellfire Club in like the Marvel comics
X-Men,
or
yep.
X-Men comics.
Yep.
Yeah, we're extra dimensional and we are from everywhere and nowhere.
Or Doctor Who. You
Yeah.
do a Doctor Who campaign, really. Oh, yeah. Oh.
But that's going to be kind of hard to do considering Doctor Who has advanced technology and these people have steampunk. They got steam-powered power armor.
Steam-powered TARDIS. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Well, they do have some established races for people who don't want to go through the rigorous process of building a race.
Yeah.
But mainly, I know a lot of people who want to say, like, oh, we are the crab people.
They actually have crab people.
Oh, well,
No.
then. Okay, well.
You want to be the flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Or you want to be the, I'm trying to think of something weird. You want to be the primordial ooze that writes itself on the ground, that every single time it moves, it sings a Christmas carol.
Oh my, that would be hilarious.
You'd literally play a campaign where nobody plays you all play sentient objects, basically.
Yeah.
Like you're saying there's a mobster, a mob boss sandwich who used a toaster as armor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much what happens. He was reincarnated. I found that out, and they said that, like, I found that out through another channel. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I'll probably look it up later. And they pretty much say that there's a lot of oddities that you can do. It's just what you can create. You can create anything. This is the game that probably wins at me over most of the time, and that's why I bought it, is that the fact that you can create anything, as weird as it is. You can have a 42-legged centaur with crab arms.
Yeah, and here's another thing. They don't like give you vague ideas on how to do, your newly created race. No. Here is like, all right, do they have a swim speed? Do they have a walk speed? Here are the swim and walk speeds. Here is your suggested ability modifiers. Here's like
Bipedal,
tongues,
quadrupedal.
bipedal, quadrupedal,
Or even
multipedal.
serpentine.
Yeah, or
yeah.
a serpentine, or no legs at all. You're just a floating head.
Yeah, and I feel this game this is a strong suit of the game. The weak part of this game, I have to say, is the complexity and the fact that you can do anything is also its weak point.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time, a lot of reading, and a lot of understanding of this goes. And it feels to me there's going to be a lot of trial and error when we finally try this game out.
Yeah.
Character creation is from pages like 22 to like 110.
Yeah.
So I mean that is a lot of pages dedicated to just character creation.
Yeah. Well, it's just like how many times do you make a I don't know, like a climb check in a game? How many times are you going to make the Java check or the skiing check? Like,
No, the skiing
never.
check. No.
Never.
What the skiing check?
I can say that I'm a human being who's been transported in the middle of making coffee at Starbucks, and that's all I've done all my life.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, boom, I'm in the middle of Cyrus, this wonderful, crazy world of oddities, and I think to myself, well, good thing I have my trusty espresso maker with me right here, because I'm invincible now.
And you're also on a white peach, and you just so happen to have your skiing equipment with you. You're like, I'm perfect.
I'm
But after that first session, when you get
Brilliant.
into like a field or a swamp, you're like, I am useless here.
Well, no, because see, what you do is you use your trusty espresso machine to heat some coffee up, and then you use a splash damage on the enemies.
Yeah, throw in their eyes.
Yeah.
Or you can just be the really boring cop-out, and you open up Starbucks in this world, and suddenly you have just
You become a
expanded
billionaire.
their
Yeah, you
market
become a
base,
billionaire.
and
Become
then
a billionaire.
You expand Starbucks' market base trans-dimensionally.
Who's that loyal? Like, I'm going to continue to call it Starbucks and send all the revenues back to Starbucks. No, you open it as your own setting.
Yeah, no, it's no
Okay.
longer Starbucks.
Yeah.
It's Steve Bucks.
But yeah, what we're saying, you did literally, and that's right there. Now you don't literally do anything like
yeah,
that.
I'm
Yeah.
so when we play this game, I'm so making Mr. Starbucks.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So, anyways, closing thoughts on this game?
It was great. Now it might be from the how the book is, the cut of its jib. It's too happy-go-lucky for me. Like I like Shadows of Starin with its bleak kind of gothic, sense. I'm a world of darkness, kind of, it's all doomed. We're doomed. Everything's doomed. So this is a bit too happy-go-lucky, but I like it. Yes.
My dog died, and then my car didn't start.
I
Okay.
got myself shaving. I hope
Now,
it bleeds all day
Matt,
long.
What do you think?
Now, I could be. I'm really either way. I could play a dramatic story. I could play a happy one. I just like. I like how the book is organized. I like how it frames it in a positive light, but at the same time, it doesn't tell you rainbows and unicorns and butterflies. No, it's just like, well, yeah, but here's your flintlock gun. Now go shoot someone in the face. So you can get like really messed up with this if you want.
It's more the art style kind of.
Oh, yeah, the art style. Yeah, but yeah, when you start looking at some of the bestiary actually looks kind of like, I don't want to fight that.
There is bone tonfas, by the way.
Bone taunt is my favorite
Those
thing.
are
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, going to close this one out. All right. Have any other things that you want us to talk about? Please like, subscribe, and comment below. If you want to send us a personal message at our Gmail, it is at justrollitalready@gmail.com. I hope you all have a good day, and we will see you next time.